you. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Kate Stewart. I'm the Montgomery County Council President, and today I am here to follow up on two press announcements that were put out earlier today regarding Councilmember Gabe Albornoz. Today, Council Albornoz announced that he plans to step down from the council on December 1st and intends to provide an official statement and letter of resignation at that time on December 1st. While the council is disappointed to lose such a talented colleague, we understand and respect his decision. Montgomery County is a much better place thanks to Councilmember Albornoz's public service, both on the council and prior to that as the director of the Recreation Department under County Executive Isaiah Leggett. His legislative body of work has focused on public health and public safety issues and the importance of early education and child care. He has been focused on providing key resources for those who have the greatest need here in the county and showed true leadership during the COVID crisis that faced us. Gabe's dedication to our community is evident in the way he approaches public policy issues, builds consensus, and forms lasting partnerships. His civility, compassion, enthusiasm, and integrity will be greatly missed at the council, and I will say personally, I will miss his friendship and guidance on our council. Councilmember Albornoz remains committed to public service, and he will share his career plans at the appropriate time. As we navigate this transition on the council, I want to assure all our residents that the work of the council will continue without disruption. The council will immediately engage in a deliberative process to appoint a council member to serve in a caretaker role until December 1st, 2026. I'll now go through the county's process for an appointment. As I stated, Councilmember Albornoz plans to submit an official letter of resignation to the council on December 1st, 2025. The Montgomery County Charter, Section 106, covers council vacancies and provides that when a vacancy occurs, a majority of the remaining members of the council shall appoint a person to fill the vacancy within 30 days. The appointee must be from the same political party as the person elected to office. This is the Montgomery County's guiding law when a vacancy occurs, that on December 1st or later in the year before a quadrennial state election. In this case, the newly appointed council member will temporarily fulfill the functions of the office for less than 1 year. The council is seeking a Montgomery County resident to serve on the council who is knowledgeable about budgets, public policy, and legislative work. Also, to provide a level playing field for all individuals who are seeking election in the next full term, the appointment candidates must not intend to run for office in the 2026 primary or the general elections on June 23rd and November 3rd. The council appointee must reside in Montgomery County, and as I said, must be registered to vote as a Democrat, which is the same political party registration as Councilmember Albornoz. The council will select the individual for this appointment based on their professional experience, public service, and understanding of community issues necessary to fulfill this caretaker role until the next election. Montgomery County law requires a special election only when a vacancy occurs for a longer period of council service, vacancies occurring before December 1st of the last year in a 4-year election cycle. How to apply and the process we will follow. Applicants for the council appointment should submit a letter of interest and resume no later than November 5th, 2025 at 5 p.m. Applications must be submitted via email to council.clerk@montgomerycountymd.gov. In an effort to attract the best candidates to serve for this less than 1 year caretaker role, initial applications materials will be kept confidential. Applicants will also be required to submit a confidential county financial disclosure statement to the clerk of the council. The council will initially interview top applicants in a closed session, which will be followed by public interviews at the council's December 2nd meeting. A resume or biography for any applicants selected for public interviews will be made available to the public. The final interview or interviews and appointment proceedings will be open to the public, televised, streamed live, and available on the council's website, Facebook, and YouTube pages. The applicant selected for appointment will be required to file a financial disclosure statement of assets, debts, income, and family property interests with the Montgomery County Ethics Commission, consistent with other Montgomery County elected and appointed officials. The final financial disclosure statement of the appointee filed with the commission will be available for public inspection. The council plans to vote on the final appointment at its December 9th meeting. The swearing-in ceremony will be immediately following the council's appointment vote, and then updated council committee assignments will also be announced immediately following the appointment. I'll turn it back to Jordan, and we'll take any questions people have.
Great, thank you so much, Council President. Reporters, if you have any questions, you can just raise your hand, state your name and the organization you're with. I did see your hand go up there.
Hi, Shaylee Jacoby with Bethesda Today. I'm wondering about the condition that someone can't intend to run for office if they want to be appointed to this role. What's stopping someone from saying, I don't intend to run for office, and then decide, well, my intentions have changed and now I am?
Right. Well, we have our county attorney with us, and there's nothing in our charter or code, but the intent of the council as we select the person to fill this role is to make sure that they are not running for election in the primary or the general election. And we would hope that anyone who would put themselves forward and selected would abide by that promise. And I would imagine anyone who would then want to run for elected office in the future would uphold any promises in being selected for this office.
Thank you. Jenny Bixby with the banner.
Yes, thank you, Jordan. Hi, Council President Stewart. I was wondering, I know that we talk a lot at council meetings about the idea of getting word out and who is hearing about this. Do you know yet what the public engagement process will be like for seeking candidates who are interested?
Thank you for that question, Ginny. We will work with our public information office, with our community partners, and members of the media, like you all today, to make sure that information gets out as widely as possible, and we cast a wide net. That is one of the reasons why this morning we put out our press statements, but also I wanted to hold this media availability to make sure that the public was aware of Councilmember Albornoz's plans as of December 1st, make sure they knew about the application process and have plenty of time to ask questions and look into whether or not they would like to move forward with submitting an application by November 5th.
Gotcha. And then just to follow up, I know you listed some of the qualities you're looking for. Could you elaborate a little bit on what would be the ideal person to fill this role that I know you're kind of terming a caretaker position?
Yeah, absolutely. So Councilmember Albornoz, as I said before, has done so much for the council, and in filling his position on the council, we would be looking for somebody who could really hit the ground running, who understands county budgets, as we have discussed in many of our media availabilities, given the Trump administration, given the financial constraints at the state. This budget cycle is going to be a very difficult one for us. So someone who has knowledge of budgets, familiarity with our county government already will be very important. One of the reasons that, we want to make sure that we have this person on board, and we've scheduled the vote for December 9th, is to make sure that the person has the time during the recess in December to set up their office and to prepare for our January meetings when we resume.
Thank you, Jenny. Reporters, any other questions going once? Yes, NBC4.
Paul Wagner.
Hi, Paul.
Hi. Is this considered a full-time position for the year? And the description, the job description, sounds like there's a very small amount of people that could actually fit into this position. Would you agree with that? And is this something for maybe somebody who was a former council member?
Sure. Thank you, Paul. So the position of council member is considered a full-time position. Our salaries are reflective of that and the benefits we receive. Each of us also receive money to have an office staff as well. And so these positions that we hold are considered full-time positions. We have a county of over 1 million people, and this is an at-large position that Councilmember Albornoz is vacating. And so as long as you're a registered Democrat and Montgomery County residents, you can apply for it.
And then if I can follow up, I just did an interview with him, and he's bilingual and did a lot of work for the Latino community. What kind of a loss is that for a very large Latino community here in the county?
Yeah, absolutely. Councilmember Albornoz has been wonderful. As I mentioned before, his work during COVID on the last county council, his connection with the Latino community and the work he did to make sure that they were receiving information about vaccines and countering misinformation was critical to making sure that Montgomery County was at the top in the country for making sure our population was vaccinized. As we look, we have an incredibly diverse community here in Montgomery County. Our county council right now is a very diverse council in terms of looking at, we have a majority of women. Councilmember Mink is the first Asian American to be elected to our council. And so, we're going to be looking for someone who can help represent the community and take a good care of this role.
Thank you, Paul. Any other reporters going once, going twice, 3 times? Okay, back to you, Council President. Thank
Great. Well, thank you all for being here. As I mentioned before, we rely on all of you in our news media to help spread the word and to make sure that people know about the vacancy that will occur as planned on December 1st, and that we have a process that we are putting in place and will be receiving applications through November 5th. So any other information, please follow up, or questions, please follow up with us. But thank you very much.